ॐ अरुणां करुणातरङ्गिताक्षीं धृतपाशाङ्कुशपुष्पबाणचापाम् अणिमादिभिरावृतां मयूखैः अहमित्येव विभावये भवानी ध्यायेत् पद्मासनस्तां विकसितवदनां पद्मपत्रायताक्षीं हेमाभां पीतवस्त्रां करकलितलसद्धेम पद्मां वराङ्गीं सर्वालङ्कारयुक्तां सततमभयदां भक्तनम्रां भवानीं श्रीविद्यां शान्तमूर्तिं सकलसुरनुतां सर्वसम्पत्प्रदात्रीं सकुङ्कुमविलेपनामलिकचुम्बिकस्तूरिकां समन्दहसितेक्षणां ससरचापपाशाङ्कुशाम् अशेषजनमोहिनीमरुणमाल्यभूषोज्ज्वलां जपाकुसुमभासुरां जपविधौ स्मरेदम्बिकाम् ॐ श्रीमात्रे नमः। हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। Harihi Om everybody. We are doing Shankaracharya Virachita Saundarya Lahari. So far up to 41, 1 to 41 we did Ananda Lahari. That has Sri Chakram, about Sri Chakram and Kundalini Shakti, serpent power, and then all Shat Chakras from 36 to 41, Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agnya Chakram, and then Sahasrara Chakram, that's where mother and father, Lord Parvati and Shiva resides. So that is how we saw in and Mantra Mahima 32 and 33 shlokas. So like that, all the, and then where mother leaves her abode, Kwanat Kanchi Dama, like that, and the 7th shloka we saw elaborately. And then now 42 onwards we are seeing mother's Saguna Brahma Upasana, that is called Rupam, form. Formless mother took the form for us, to protect us, to bless us, and so we can really see her. So that is the form. Formless is impossible to meditate. Means it is not difficult. People did it. Rishis have done it. But Saguna Brahma Upasana, the form Upasana, is much more, at least mind has support, easy to grasp. So that is what we are seeing from 42 onwards. It goes up to 100 shlokas. So far we have seen the crown, face, mother's face and eyebrows and eyes. Lalatam means forehead. On the forehead, that sinduram, that tilakam, all that we have seen elaborately. Almost 10 shlokas for mother's eyes. Each eye representation of different characteristics. One for 3 rivers, one for 3 gunas, and one for Surya, Chandra, Agni, and 3 sandhyas, morning, afternoon, and evening sandhyas. So that is how we saw. And Navarasas, 9 moods in the creation, in us also, all those 9 moods, all of them we have seen elaborately up to now 58th shloka. That is how we finished the mother's eyes. So then we requested mother, oh mother, I am far away, devotees, but I know you can see far away and width also, wide also. And so you just shower your grace on me. So that is how we saw up to 58th shloka. Today we are still in the Vadanam, means mother's face. We are seeing today the cheeks and then the earrings, both of them, cheeks and earrings. Both we are going to see in one shloka. 59th shloka, let us chant together. Spurat Ganda Bhoga Pratiphalitatanka Yugalam Chatuschakram Manye Tava Mukhamidam Manmadharadham Yamaruhya truhya Tyavaniradhamarkendu charanam Mahaviro Maraha Pramadhapataye Sajjitavate. Now mother is the Sambodhana is the Devi. Devi or Bhagavati, if it is not mentioned, almost all the slokas, Bhagavan Shankaracharya mentioned mother's name. This shloka does not have the name, real mentioned name. So we can take it like Devi or Bhagavati. Let us take like Devi. Oh mother, Tava idam mukham. Tava means yours. Idam mukham. This face, the way I am seeing in my heart, the way I see you in my heart, I am describing, oh mother. How it is now? Spurat ganda abhoga pratiphalita tatanka yugalam. Whole first line is one meaning. Spurat means shining. Spurat ganda means cheeks. Abhoga means ganda bhoga. That is the Savarna Dirgha Sandhi. Abhoga pratiphalita tatanka yugalam means on your cheeks, oh mother, how are they? They are very shining, very luminous. Ganda means cheeks. We already saw that. Pratiphalita, because they are like a mirror, they are crystal clear. And that means they are swachhata, purity, shuddhata, and then divyata, divinity is there. That is why they are shining, your cheeks. Even in worldly life also, we say, what do we say? We say rosy cheeks, shining cheeks, like that. So that's why we are seeing Spurat Ganda Bhoga. All that, that's how the cheeks are. On the cheeks, Pratiphalita means reflecting. What is reflecting? When there is a shiny material only, something reflects. Let us say, for example, mirror reflects our face. Whatever is comes across. Same way, let us say, for example, if you take charcoal, the charcoal does not reflect anything. Oh, okay, I hope I am able to hear me again. So many messages are coming on signal. Okay. So that's why, that is what, charcoal cannot reflect anything, but mirror can. Mother's cheeks are like mirror. That is why they have the capacity to reflect. What does it reflect now? Tatanka yugalam means both ear. Tatanka means earrings. Yugalam means two. Both earrings are reflecting on mother's cheeks. That's how crystal clear mother's cheeks are. Divyata, Shuddhata, and Swachhata, purity. Now, then what? How is he comparing? Chatuschakram manye tavamukhamidam manmadharadham. Oh mother, I am thinking those are like Manmadharadham. Manmadha means the Kamadevata, desire, god of desires, lord of desires, and very beautiful too. See, this one came so many times. I already mentioned Saundarya Lahari. This goes in and through about Manmadha. Manmadha, Shiva was doing the tapas, austerity for Sati Devi. After Sati Devi offered her body to the fire, Yoga Agni, then Shiva Bhagavan went to tapas. Then all the gods have to disturb his tapas, so that way Shiva and Parvati can get married. All the Rakshasas, Tripurasura and Tarakasura will be destroyed. Because there is, Tarakasura took the, Tarakasura means a demon. he took the boon from God, Brahmaji, that whoever is born between Shiva and Parvati, that sun can only destroy him. So now, to destroy Tarakasura, Shiva and Parvati has to get married. Then Kumaraswamy, Skanda, or Subramanya, people call Subramanya also, or Kartikeya. He has to born to destroy Tarakasura. That is why all the gods sent this Manmadha to disturb austerity of Shiva Bhagavan. So that's how Shiva Bhagavan, Manmadha went upon God's request and tried to disturb Shiva's tapas. Then Shiva opened his third eye, Manmadha got destroyed. Means here, the inner meaning is, Manmadha means he felt very arrogant. Why? Because all the gods are requesting him. They have powers. They are not ordinary people. They have requested me to destroy Shiva's tapas. That arrogance, that ego, that ahankara entered into Manmadha's mind. Shiva Bhagavan knows everybody's mind. Shiva Bhagavan knows everybody. He realized that Manmadha needed a treatment. So that's how he opened the third eye and destroyed that ego. Then he turned into ashes. So that is how Manmadha, then always Manmadha had the anger about Shiva Bhagavan. He always wanted to take a revenge. So that is how, oh mother, I'm thinking in that analogy he's bringing here to describe us, to describe these cheekbones. See, that's the beauty of it about Shankaracharya. Now that now Manmadha Radham, I'm seeing like Manmadha Radham. How can it be possible? Let us say mother's face is like a chariot, and then it has 4 wheels. Two are mother's earrings, and 2 are reflecting on mother's cheeks. Then 2 plus 2 became 4-wheeled chariot. And that is the beauty. And now let us see why he took the 4-wheeled chariot. In 3rd and 4th line, Shankaracharya will explain. Let us see. Yam aruhyat druhyat, yam, that chariot, Manmadha climbed, and then he started going. He started planning. That planning is also wicked planning. It's not a right planning. What is that wicked planning? He says, Avani Radham Arka Indu Charanam. 3rd line again, all sandhis. Druhyat Avani Radham Arka Indu Charanam. Avani means Bhumi, the earth. Avani Radham. Somebody taken as Avani, earth as his chariot. Who we will see in 4th line. And then that chariot has 2 wheels. What are those 2 wheels? Arka Indu Charanam. Charanam means here wheels. Arka means sun god. Indu means moon god. So somebody took Earth as his whole chariot, Surya Bhagavan as 1 wheel, Chandrama as 1 wheel. So that is how somebody has it. To that person who is going Mahaviraha Maraha. Maraha means Manmadha. Manmadha has so many names. Ananga, Manmadha, Maraha, all of them representation of Manmadha. Who is that again? Mahaviraha. He is not also not ordinary. Mahaviraha, great warrior. So that is how with four-wheel chariot, as though he is going, O mother, on whom Pramadhapataye Sajjitavate. Pramadhapataye means Pramadhagana's pati, the controller of all the Pramadhaganas, means Shiva Bhagavan, Vishwapati, Pramadhaganapati, that is Shiva Bhagavan. So Sajjitavate, he is making like to conquer on the war. So that is the visualization. Now we need to visualize. So now Manmadha is going on a four-wheeled chariot. That is, chariot is mother's face, and then four wheels are two tatankam, two earrings, and then they are reflecting on mother's face. That is how four-wheeled chariot he is going. Who Manmadha? He is also Mahaviraha. And to whom he is going? Who has Pramadha Ganapataye, that is Shiva Bhagavan, who made earth as his chariot, and two wheels are Surya Bhagavan and Chandrama. That is how Shiva Bhagavan is, and Manmadha is going. That is how I see, O mother, your cheeks and then your earrings. That is how he is explaining how beautifully he put it in a poetic form. That is how we need to visualization. Now we need to develop the connection with the meaning. We already saw elaborately. Location we saw, that is the cheekbones and then earrings. And then this is how we do the meditation and develop the dhyanam. How do we do dhyanam? When we acquire knowledge, dhyanam, then we can do dhyanam. But how and when can we do dhyanam? When our mind is purified. How does that mind get purified? Through satsang, through chanting, through learning, through pronunciation. All this will help us. Then mind gets purified. Again, acquiring knowledge, and then we do the association, get associated with mother. But then what happens, the results? We get the absolute peace, sukham, anandam, bliss. Ashantasya kutas sukham. That's what Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Whomever do not have the peace of mind, where there is no peace of mind, where is the bliss or where is the happiness to that person? Ashantasya kutas sukham. So this is the order. That's what we are seeing through Saguna Brahma Upasana. And now this is how, and then now why Shiva Bhagavan has Bhumi as chariot and all that. When Shiva Bhagavan went to, this is also elaborate story, but in Puranas there comes. But I will just tell you in simple way. When Shiva Bhagavan want to kill the Tripurasura, that's a demon, then he went, made a chariot, a whole earth made it as a chariot. And then that's how Surya Bhagavan and Chandrama helped Shiva Bhagavan. There, Vishnu Bhagavan came as a bow. Bow means the dhanus. And the arrow, Brahmaji became the arrow. So that is how the war started. That story, that incident, Shankaracharya is keeping it here. That is how I see you in my heart, in my mind, O mother. So this is the whole explanation about this shloka. And then chariot wheels Surya and Chandrama, and mother's eyes are also Surya Chandra, are representation of. And then why he was going on four wheels? Because Shiva had two wheels only. Manmadha knew he had to make a double of everything. Whatever Shiva carries, he has to make double. That's why Shiva has only 2 wheels. Manmada made it 4 wheels chariot. So then only he can conquer, as though not really. That is why he's taking mother with him. When he sees mother, Shiva Bhagavan also becomes calm. So that's how the inner meaning of the shloka. Now let us chant together. Spurat Ganda Bhoga Pratiphalita Tatanka Yugalam Chatuschakram Manye Tava Mukhamidham Manmadharadham Yamaruhya Druhyatyavaniradhamarkendu Charanam Mahaviro Maraha Pramadhapataye Sajjitavate. This is the whole sloka, and now we need to see the results and then Bijakshara. Here 3 Bijaksharas are given because Vadanam is the Vagbhava Kutami, representation of knowledge. That is the Ain Bijam. And Manmadha is the clean Bijam. And now Shakti is there because he's going on a chariot. Mahaviraha Maraha. That is a Sauhu. 3 Bijaksharas are given. Aim, Kleem, Sauhu. And then again, so, so many times, as many times we can do, we should do. Sakala Jana Vashyatvam means again, they will conquer everybody, means they will take control, charge of everyone. Nobody can take over them. That person, that seeker, that yogi can control everybody. So that is what the results. Main important one is we can conquer our own body. That is the true victory. Our sense organs and then our mind. That's how we need to take it. That is the most important one for seekers. And then offering is the honey. Honey is the offering. This is the 59th shloka. Now we are entering into 60th shloka. Here again, earrings. Previous shloka, earrings reflected on mother's cheeks, comparing the cheeks, describing the cheeks. Here only the earrings. Those earrings are compared with Omkaram. That is the beauty of Shankaracharya Bhagavan. Each shloka has a different meanings, different examples he takes up. Now let us chant 60th shloka. We all chant together. Saraswatya Suktihi Amrutalaharihi Kaushalaharihi. Or Saraswatya Suktir Amrutalahari Kaushalaharihi. Pibantya Sharvani Shravana Chulukabhyama Viralam Chamatkara Shlagha Chalita Sirasa Kundalaganu Jhanatkaraistaraihi Prativachanamachashta ivate. Now, Mother Sambodhana here, Sharvani. That is, Hey Sharvani means Pibancha Sharvani. That Sharvani in second line is the Sambodhana. Sharvuni, wife, means his consort. Sharva means Lord Shiva Bhagavan. Sarva Sharva Siva Sthanuhu. Even Vishnu Sahasranama, that Sharva Namam comes. But here Sharva means Shiva Bhagavan. Means Layakarakudu. Means cause for dissolution. For his consort is Sharvani. Bhavuni Yokka Patni Bhavani. Sharvuni yokka patni Sharvani, like that. Sharvani is the Sambodhana. Now let us see what happens. Saraswatyas Suktihi Amruta Laharihi. Saraswatya means Saraswati Devi is. So now let us visualize this shloka. First, let me explain. Mother resides in Sudhasagaram, means Milky Ocean. In that Manidvipam, that island is called Manidvipam. In that whole dvipam is full of Kadamba Vrukshas and then Kadimi Vrukshas, and because beautiful trees, all of them are divine trees in that island. And then Chintamani Gruham, that is a house, mother's house is made out of Chintamanis, means takes away our all the worries. Chinta means worry, and then Chinta means even desires also. And then whoever, what does they have to do? Chintanam means meditation. Do the meditates, and then she will remove all the worry. And then Pancha Brahmasana Sthita, made out of that asanam, that seat, Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, Maheshwara, Sadashiva. They are all holding that seat. On that seat, mother is sitting. So that is how we need to visualize. In that courtyard, all the Devi, Devatas, and all these Dikpalakas, Yamadharmaraj, Kubera, Treasury Department, head of Treasury Department, head of Death God, Yamadharmaraj, all the Devatas are sitting. Every day satsangs are happening. Every day beautiful reciting, all this Vedic chanting every day going on. And then one day, Mother Saraswati is beautifully singing all the glories of all the Devatas. Mother's likes only Shiva Bhagavan. So she's singing Shiva Bhagavan's glory. And then mother is also, just to visualize this, listening to that beautiful singing with closed eyes and moving her head. Even we do that too, right? Beautiful music comes, or chanting, what do? We close our eyes and move our head like that. We got it from mother. So that's how we do. Automatically we move our head. When there is a beautiful thing, beautiful, anything beautiful, we do that. And so that's what mother is doing too. And then mother's earrings are also moving with that head movement. And then they are not just ordinary earrings. They are also abharanas, jewelries are mother's, they are devatas. And ayudhas are also devatas. If surrounded by devatas, mother, that is why Chatushashti Kalarajya, Chatushashtyupacharajya, Chatushashti Kalamayi, Maha Chatushashti Koti Yogini Ganasevita. So many crores and crores of all Devis are sitting and worshipping mother. So the earrings are also moving, all those bells, as though they are saying Om, Om, Om. It's not an ordinary sound. That is how Shankaracharya Ji is visualizing. He's giving that for us, for our, now we know the location, earrings are the location. Then the visualization we already saw, and then develop the connection. Now with the meaning, we'll develop the connection. Saraswatya Suktihi Amrutalahari Kaushalaharihi, means all these beautiful, melodious, and all these chantings, all this singing, by whom? Saraswatya Suktihi. Saraswatya means a lot of speech. That Devi is singing all this. Suktam is Sukti. She's beautifully chanting. She's beautifully, melodiously, peacefully singing all these glories of Shiva Bhagavan. Then Pibancha Sharvani. Sharvani we have seen. What is mother doing? Pibancha Shravana Chulukabhyam Aviram. Chulukabhyam Aviralam. Means through both ears, like as though, let me give you an example. In olden days, when we didn't have the bottles and all those, well, like for anybody or tribal people or even for us, common people, if somebody pours the water, they use their hands as the vessel and then drink from their hands through their hands. That is what Chuluka means. Chuluka, through like that, mother made like a vehicle, her both ears, and then through her ears, she's pibanti, she's enjoying that rasam, that beautiful ahlada rasam, taking it in fully 100%, meaning living in the moment. That is what we have to take in. Then we can appreciate, enjoy that moment. That is what is happening. How aviralam mean continuously. There is no gap. There is no space in between. Continuously, beautifully, mother is taking through her ears. Aviralam. That is why even Ramana Maharshi says in Upadeshasara, even japam, when we do japam, how should it be? Ajyadharaya srotasa samam sarala chintanam viralata param. Means like ajyadharaya means like a flow of ghee. Srotasa means a flow of water. That is the example given. And then aviralam means continuously, without gap. That is how it should be done. Same way, mother aviralam, that is how she's taking. And then beautifully, and then she's chamatkara, we see later, shlagha chelita sirasa kundalagano. Sirasaha means her head, she's moving. Chelita means movement. With that, and then with that movement, kundala ganaha means earrings are also moving. And why she is doing that? Chamatkara shlagha means she's praising Saraswati ji. That moving through that gesture means she's mother is praying Saraswati ji. Saraswati ji is also very happy. Means this is like a spandana, sensitive.
Shamla ji, I think your screen is frozen. Just hold on. Can you hear me? Let me check my internet also.
No, Alka, I can hear you. I think it was Shamla ji.
Shamla ji is frozen. Okay, let me just, I'll just text her.
I think she checked out, right?
Okay, let me see. Should be coming. Okay. Sorry about this.
It's her internet only, Alka.
Anji, I'm just texting her. 1 second.
You might want to stop the recording.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you. Just pause it.
Yes. So then Kundalaganoho Janatkaraihi. That Kundalagana means those earrings, they are also doing the sound, Janatkaram. What is that sound? Taraha means Om. They are, as mothers moving her ears, Earrings are saying Taraha, Omkaram. Tara means Omkaram. And as Prativachanam Achashta Ivate means Amudam. Earrings also saying so.
I think the internet connection is not good today. 1 second here.
Yeah, we lost him.
Okay, so that earrings are also saying Om Om as though it is giving the okay. So that is the whole meaning of the shloka. So now we saw elaborately to develop the connection. So now let us chant together that earring, this shloka talking about earrings, and then they are as though they are saying Om Om Om. Okay, 60th shloka, let us chant together. Saraswatya suktiramrutalahari kaushalahari pibantya sharvani sravanachulukabhyam viralam chamatkara shlagha chalita sirasa kundalagano janatkaraistarai prativachanamachashta ivate. So now this is the, let us see what is the Bijaksharam. Sreem is the Bijaksharam. And then how many times we can chant depends on our desire. This one is Vidya Labham. Vidya means knowledge. Whatever we get, any knowledge, it could be secular or spiritual. Secular means this worldly knowledge. Spiritual means all these satsangs, and then it takes us to liberation. So that is whatever that vidya prapti, all that knowledge will be available, or they will gain knowledge. But whatever we want, it depends on that desire. That many times we need to do. Usually they say, like I always mention 45 shlokas and then 45 days and 1,000 times. But okay. All right. So that's why this is what, last sloka we did, right? Last line meaning we did. Okay. Now I'm just giving you the result of this, chanting of the result of the shloka, Sakala Vidya Labham. And now Naivedyam, offering the jaggery made out of cow milk. That is the pudding, rice pudding and honey. That is the offering. Now we are seeing the 61 shloka. Nasa Dandam. Nasa Dandam means that nose. That is what 61 shloka. Let us chant it together. Asau nasa vamshastu hina girivamshatvajapati tvadiyo nediya phalatu phalamasmakamuchitam vahatyantarmukta shishirakaர niswasagalitam samruddhyayattasam bahirapi cha mukta manidharaham. Now, Tuhinagiri Vamshadhvajapati, that is the whole Sambodhana, means king of, daughter of king of mountains, that is Himalayan mountain, daughter of Himalaya mountain, that is the Tuhinagiri Vamshadhvajapati. Asau Nasa Vamsha. Asau means this. Asau means this. Nasa Vamsha means, Nasa means nose, is compared to this bamboo shoot. Nasa Vamsha means it is very straight. Why it is compared, we will see in second and third line. but it is compared with the bamboo shoot. Nasa Vamsha. Tvadiyo nedi. Then what does it do when we meditate on mother's nose? Tvadiyo nediyaha phalatu phalamasmakam uchitam. Means this Nasa Dandam, this nose will give us whatever we desire. Phalatu means may it gives. May gives that Nasa Vamsham, that nose, may it gives the results of whatever we desire. Phalam asmakam, the result of what asmakam means to all of us, or whatever we desire, may we get it when we meditate on mother's nose. Then what is there in that mother's nose? Vahati antar vahatyantar mukta Shishirakara Nishvasa Ganitam. On that nose, mother is keeping the Mukta Mani, Antar Mukta, means whoever is liberate. Antaha means in that nose. Vahati means keeping, staying, residing. Who? Mukta. There are two meanings. Let me give you first one meaning. What happens? All these liberated souls are residing there. Why he's saying that way? Because we all ask for proof. How do we know liberated souls are there? As though mother left one Muktamani, means that a pearl ear, a pearl nose ring, left it outside. All of them are staying inside. This is like analogy, giving like an example. All of them, like in a beautiful way, he's putting. They are all residing, liberated souls, yogis, great people, noble people are residing in mother's nose. And then as though mother left one of them outside, that is how that Nasa Bharanam, that nose ring is staying. The beautiful way is describing nose and nose ring. When she is taking that, how it is coming, how are they coming? As though when she is taking the inhale and exhale, that one of them as though came out. Like that, it is her nose ring is. And Samruddhya Yattasam Bahirapicha Muktamani Dharaha. Like one is Mukta means pearl, one is Mukta means liberated souls. Two meanings are there. Why? Now we need to analyze why that pearls are in Mukta, that Vamsham. Vamsha means bamboo shoot. Vamsha means lineage also. Both of them, two meanings are there. Mother is she is the like a Himavat Parvataraja lineage is like a flagpole. Mother is like a flag. That is how that Vamsha lineage is described. Vamsha Dhvajapati. Dhvajam means flag. And Vamsha means lineage. We saw one meaning. Another meaning, Vamsha means bamboo shoot. And then Mukta means pearl. Mukta means liberated souls also. Why it is mentioned here? That is what we need to analyze. That is the beauty of it. This shloka, that poetry is so beautifully really done. Because Shankaracharya ji is not only a bhakta, devotee, jnani, great kavi, poet, and great prajnashali, and then uses the words accordingly and perfectly. Now let us analyze. According to our scriptures, there are 5 places, actually 6, some places, these pearls resides. One is Phaneshu, means at the top of snake head, on the snake hood, the pearls are there. Gaja Kumbheshu means on the top of elephant's head. That is the second place. Jaladeshu means on the clouds. When cloud shower, cloud have the pearls also, third place. In that clouds, in that water, the pearls will come through rain. And then fourth one is Shuktikayam, means Shuktika means that shell, seashells we use on those. That is how basically oyster shell, the shells are on that seashells, they get the pearls. Fourth place. Yeah. And then bamboo shoot, they have the pearls. So that is the fifth place. That is how he is bringing that Vamsha word is used in that way. Nasa Vamsha is the nose is compared to that bamboo shoot, and then beautifully he is bringing. So these are all the, and Ikshukodandam, that sixth place. Sugarcane also has pearls. So these 6 places have the mainly pearls stays. In that Vamshadhvaja, that bamboo shoot he is describing. And then through that nose earring is described. And then that pearls, nose ring is also described, pearl. And now let us see what is that inhale, exhalation and Sushumna. 3 nadis are also implied. Ida, Pingala and Sushumna nadi. That is why that right side is the representation of that Pagadam, means coral. That is the representation of Pingala nadi. On the grahas, Surya, that planets, Surya is the representation of right side nadi, Pingala nadi, and then as though mother is wearing the coral. And then left side, mother is wearing a diamond, and then what happens is, this is the left side is representation of Ida nadi. Ida nadi is representation of left side, and this is Chandrama. That is what diamond representation. That is how the Bhashakaras, commentators give the meaning, beautiful way. This is the second one we are seeing. And third one, she is wearing that nose ring hanging on that through lips. That is the third one. That is the made out of pearls. Sushumna nadi. That is the representation of in the nadi, Sushumna nadi. And then this is the beautiful way is the 3 nadis. 3 nadis means all 3 of them are coming. Right side, left side, and the middle one. That is called Bulaki. This is how the presentation is given. According to this Mooka Kavi, he says beautifully, mother's smile is like a baby. This you need to visualize. Mother's smile is like a baby, as though that baby is playing with that bulaki, that hanging one, that nose ring, that hanging one, that baby is playing, as though it is like that, oh mother. So this is the, and then now there he describes like a mother's smile, and then beautiful baby, and then that nose earring. 3 of them are described according to Mooka Kavi in Mooka Panchashati. Now let us see the meaning. We saw elaborately, and now let us chant together that 61 shloka. Asau nasa vamshastu hinagiri vamshatvajapati tvadiyo nidiyah phalatu phalamasmakamuchitam Vahatyam tarmukta Shishirakara nishvasagalitam Samrudhyayattasam bahirapi cha mukta manidharaha. Nishwasa means exhalation, inhale and exhalation. That is Nishwasa Galitam. So that is the third line. So now let us see how many that Bijakshara and the Phalitam. Hreem is the Bijaksharam. And then a result of chanting of the shloka is again all the desires get fulfilled. Depend on our desire, whether health, wealth, position, or progeny, whatever it is, depends on the desire. We need to chant according to, most of them were saying 1,000 times and 45 days, but whatever we can do, we can do. And then the Naivedyam offering is the coconut and then banana and honey. That is the offerings of this chanting of this shloka. So far, we have finished 61 shlokas. Maybe we'll stop here. Today, we are still at the Vagbhava Kutami, means Jnana Kutami, knowledge, mother's face. Next week, we will see the beautiful mother's the lips. So slowly, we are coming down. So far, we are at the face only. Slowly, we are taking one shloka and then describing one part of mother. Shankaracharya is taking like that. This is called Saguna Brahma Upasana. So that is why mind can revel in that beauty. Mind can stay. That is how we need that much elaboration. See, let me give you an example here. Let us say when we chant Valmiki Ramayanam, in Sundarakanda and through whole Valmiki Ramayanam gives so many beautiful examples, elaborate way he gives. As though in Sundarakanda you are traveling with Hanumanji. That beautifully, that elaborately each shloka is taken. Almost 2,800 shlokas are there. So that way mind will absorb in that. We'll get into that scene. We will get into this mother in the same way here also. So that way we'll enter into that universal mother. Mind, it has to go through, this knowledge has to take place in our buddhi, intellect. So that is why beautifully everything is explained. Beautifully everything is, words are chosen. So this is how we are doing, and now we'll finish this sloka. We'll conclude the session today. Om Sri Matre Namaha Harihi Om.
Thank you so much, Shamlaji. Thank you. Sorry for the interruptions, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry,
you.
everybody. Thank you.